welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little out of the ordinary. My channel is primarily for makeup, but today's video is going to be more in the style category. And today I'm going to be showing you guys 7 different ways to wear your blanket scarf for this winter season. The reason I'm doing this tutorial is because it's been highly requested on my Instagram and Facebook page. It seems like every time that I wear my blanket scarf, I'm getting asked, how are you wearing your scarf that way? And if you follow me on my Instagram, you know that I like to switch things up with blanket scarves. I get pretty bored wearing them one specific way every single time. I gotta mix it up. So for today's video, I'm going to show you the top 7 Pinterest inspired ways that I style my blanket scarves. So without further ado, let's jump into this tutorial. Okay, so I'm going to begin with a standard square cut blanket scarf. I got this off eBay. It was like $12, I think, and it took about 2 weeks to get in. For my first look, I'm just going to do the standard style that you see most bloggers wearing on Pinterest. So I'm first going to fold this square diagonally and make it into a triangle. So I'm going to take this corner right here. I'm going to skip this corner and go to its diagonal corner on the bottom, like so, and then I'm gonna put them together. So as you can now see, this is a perfect, well, not so perfect, triangle. So all I'm gonna do now is I'm going to put that right underneath of my neck, and then I'm gonna hold it by the 2 ends, and then I'm going to overlap them in the back, like so. And then I'm gonna bring the 2 ends in the front. And now you just really got to play around with it. So I like to lift up the scarf and bring the ends underneath on both sides. And I just kind of play around with it. And this is the first way to wear your blanket scarf. I find that this is the most popular way to wear your blanket scarf. So easy, so quick, you don't have to mess around with it a lot. So my second way is very similar to this first way that I wore it, except this time I'm going to make the ends disappear. So I'm going to bring them to the front, and I'm simply going to tie them in kind of a knot. So I just tie it together twice, and here is what the knot looks like. Then all I do is I take the main part of the scarf and I pull it through like that. And this way the ends that are tied together are now underneath of the scarf. And then all I have to do is just play with it a little bit. And voila, this is the second way to wear your blanket scarf. Now the third way to wear your scarf is kind of the complete opposite of what we just did in our second look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove my scarf off of my neck. So again, we have our triangle. And now I'm simply going to take the end that goes around my neck, and I'm going to roll the end down, and I'm going to roll it about halfway down the length of that triangle. Now I'm going to wrap it around, crossing the ends, and then bringing the ends to the front. So now I'm just gonna play with it a little bit, and then I'm going to tuck the bottoms under. And as you can see, now my scarf is a lot higher. It doesn't cover as much of my outfit. It's not touching my belly button. And then we have the ends are pretty exposed. And I like wearing my blanket scarf this way if I'm wearing a dress like today, where it shows a little bit more of the outfits. So now I'm going to show you guys the fourth way to wear your blanket scarf. All you have to do is simply unfold your blanket scarf, bring it back to that nice square shape, and then I'm going to fold it in half once. So now it's a rectangle, and then I'm going to fold it in half again, and then I'm going to fold it in half once more. So I literally just folded it in half 3 times. So now it's the length of kind of a regular scarf. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to put that behind my head. Now you can actually wear a blanket scarf just like this, but if you're like me and you want a little more shape to the look, you can actually wear a belt over it, and that's the look that I'm going to go for today. So I'm going to use a skinny belt, and any skinny belt will do, over the smallest part of my waist. And then buckle that. And then I kind of open this up a little bit. Give it a little bit of separation. And yeah, this is the fourth way that you can wear your blanket scarf. And again, the belt is totally optional. The fifth way that I like to wear my blanket scarf is kind of like a cape slash poncho style. Unfold the blanket scarf back to the original square. Take the diagonal end and make them meet together. And now once more, you have your blanket scarf in a triangle shape. Now, instead of placing it on the front of you this time, we're going to take it kind of like a little shawl where the triangle is going to be on your back. Now, of course, you can wear it just like this if you are feeling it. But if you're like me and you like to accentuate the waist, then you can just add a thick belt to it. So all I do is I wrap the belt around, and then I obviously just buckle it in the front. Again, I like to wear it over the smallest part of my waist. And then just to make sure you guys can see, I like to untuck the back. I just find that it's a lot more comfortable if the back is untucked. And if you want to, you can also kind of lift your arms up and pull some fabric out of the belt. And this will give you a little bit of slack for like if you're at the grocery store and you need to reach something on the top shelf. And then I also like to roll the fronts of it outward, kind of like that. It kind of gives a sort of lapel look. And that is basically it. And that is the fifth way that I like to wear my blanket scarf. So the sixth way I like to wear my blanket scarf is infinity style. Unfold your blanket scarf, make it a nice big square, and you are going to want to bring it into a triangle. So take the diagonal ends together to make your triangle. By now you should totally be a pro at this particular fold. Here we have our triangle. So now what you want to do is you want to start from the top again where you would put it against your neck, and you want to roll it down. And this time you're going to want to roll it down completely all the way till you get to the very end. So you're going to end up with something that looks like this. At the top it's going to be nice and thick, and then once you get down towards the ends it's going to be a little thin. Once you're done with that, you're going to want to place it behind your neck like so. You're going to want to pull down on one end just to kind of position it a little differently, and you're going to want to wrap that around your neck like so. Now you're going to want to adjust it so both ends are even. So now my ends are about even. You want to take the very ends of it and you want to tie it together, and I like to tie it together twice. So after you've done that the first time, tie it down a second time to ensure you have a really secure knot. So now you're going to want to take your scarf and you're going to want to twist it around till the knotted part of your scarf is completely behind the back of your neck. I'm just going to twist that. You guys see that the knot is at the back of my neck? That's where you want it to be. And now all you have to do is just play around with your scarf and kind of adjust the length to make it as long as you want. This infinity style is one of my favorite ways to wear my blanket scarf. So after you've adjusted it to your liking, you should wind up with your blanket scarf in an infinity style just like this. Now the seventh and final way that I'm going to show you guys how I wear my blanket scarf is for those of you who have a blanket scarf that is cut in a rectangle as opposed to cut in a square. So here I have a blanket scarf that I purchased from Walmart, and I thought it would be a perfect square, but once I got home and unwrapped it, I found out it was actually cut into a rectangle. So here's what it looks like. As you can see, it's a lot longer and a lot wider. So I'm going to show you guys how you can get this to look like the very first way that I showed you guys how I wear my other blanket scarf that's cut into a square. I'm going to take my blanket scarf and I'm going to hold it long ways. So as you can see, I got the short ends in both my hands. So it's kind of short, it's not super long. And I'm going to simply fold that in half. So now I got it into a nice little square. As you can see. Now I'm going to take this square and I'm going to make it into a triangle. So again, opposing ends. And I'm going to bring those ends together like so. And there you have it, a nice little triangle. Now I'm going to hold it up like this. I'm going to take these ends and I'm going to tie them in a knot. And then of course give it that second tie so you have a really secure knot. It should wound up looking something like this. And that is basically it. As you can see, there is a little circle opening. So the knot should be right here on the top, and that's gonna go behind your neck like so. And all you have to do is just play around with it to kind of adjust it to your liking. And voila, this is how I wear my rectangle blanket scarf. So there you have it. Those are the 7 different ways that I like to wear my blanket scarf. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if you like seeing these kind of style tip videos. Of course, this channel is primarily for makeup, so don't worry, I will keep the channel as such, but if you guys also enjoy these how-to style tutorials, I will also throw them in the mix every so often. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, you can find me on my Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. They are all Mix and Match Mel. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of the week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!